Hey guys, just a quick reminder, as you saw in the title of the video, there's a Democratic debate tonight. It's a very key Democratic debate. The establishment's going to want you to watch it on CNN. People online have been saying watch it on the Young Turks. That's what I recommend, is watching it on the Young Turks instead of CNN, because, television, as we've learned, is the establishment. And we don't want to get those guys any more dark money. Hillary wanting to get only the unaccountable dark money out because no transparency yet among the bankers and the donors and So anyway, I'm sorry I haven't been uploading videos as often. My cord recently, I'm looking at it now, it just popped open. I'm looking at the wires, and it's just, gray wires and such. So next week I'll be getting a new cord to fix that. That's another thing. And another thing, work's been in the way. And my niece got back from the hospital, and she had these little boils, I think, that every child gets. So I've been helping the family take care of her. And so I've noticed what's been going on with the campaign trail in the last few days. Bernie's built up a lot of rallies, like filled with thousands of people. And I saw the one in the Bronx where it was like 18,000 people, and he's really cutting into Hillary's lead. But Syracuse, I only saw 5,000. Of course, that might just be a Hillary stronghold, because too many people are naive to the fact that Hillary's a corrupt politician, and they don't know any better, and they need to learn really quickly. Otherwise, we're going to get four more years of bullshit. But I think we're only going to elect her once and only get 4 years of bullshit if Bernie doesn't become the nominee, because, let's face it, we're sick of the corruption. We're sick of that. Older Democrats, a lot of older Democrats, not all, but a lot of older Democrats don't think so. They think the economy's doing great and it's going great for them, but they're not thinking about the youth, the youth of today, what we're going through, what we experienced. They don't care about that. They honestly don't care. They only care about what goes on with them. Older Democrats, not all, but a good majority of them, at least those who have voted for Hillary so far and who plan to, most of them don't care about what their kids are going through in the sense that they should care. They only care, like, what they think will happen. They don't look at the facts. They don't do their own research. They just rely on establishment media, which is a dumb idea. And that angers me. That angers a lot of people, because unanimously Republicans and young Democrats are sick of it. It's not going to last, it's not going to last 8 years. It's just not. It may last another 4, but I think that's it. I saw one post on Facebook that said Democrats are, at least young Democrats, I think, and independents, are big enough to start their own party. Yeah, I don't see this two-system thing lasting much longer. Well, the lighting's really messed up on my laptop. It's establishment rigging my camera. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I've seen at these rallies that Bernie's getting like 18,000 to, I think, Washington Square Park last night. Well, most of the rallies I've seen like at least 15,000 people, and that's great. Washington Square Park, boy oh boy, that's Bernie's biggest rally yet. Establishment media says 27,000, and I'm not beefing them for it. I'm just saying, I mean, look, if that's correct, if that's how many people showed up, great. I'm not bashing them for that. That could have been how many there were there, but a lot of online reports are saying it could have been closer to 40 to 50,000. So in this case, I can't really bash the establishment media for saying 27,000, because let's be fair, that's an impressive number, no doubt. But the reports say 40 to 50,000, and it actually confirms that there were 40 to 50,000, because it shows that in the buildings, and it shows that even in the buildings, people were lined up wall to wall, and that there were people who couldn't get in where it was lined up from street to street. It shows you Bernie nailed it. And I think the New York results could be really close. I think New York's really starting to feel the burn, and I'm excited. Same time, I'm worried because Hillary could win. But, it's the first time, I think, since 1960 since an election has mattered. Yeah, I think it was when Franklin Roosevelt ran. I might be off on that a little bit. Please forgive me if I am. But last time I remember New York actually mattering in an election, it from what I've read, it says 1960. So that's 56 years ago. That's 14 presidential elections ago. Golly. That's how long it's been since New York's mattered. That is bizarre, man. That is very bizarre. So, yeah. And he's continuing to rally people, and I can't remember where he was rallying today. I think he already rallied in Rochester. I might be mistaken. I just can't remember off the top of my head where I think he said he was going to rally today, but he also remembered there's a Democratic debate. I know he stood with picket line workers and Verizon to stand up to Verizon, and that was pretty badass. I noticed the man leading the strike, how different in tone he was to Bernie and Hillary. And with Bernie, he was basically cheering the people on. He's like, he's gonna lead us. Welcome, presidential candidate Bernie Sanders, whatever. I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was amazing. And towards Hillary, he was like, hey, how you doing? He was courteous, as courteous as he had to be. He did what he had to do, and the enthusiasm isn't near as high. Oh, it was so funny. Oh, man. Yeah, if she does get the nomination, it's not going to last. She's not going to get reelected. I mean, she's going to be the most hated president in history if she gets elected. She gets the nomination, most hated president in history. Hand was off the camera. Anyway. Yeah, it's exciting and nerve-wracking at the same time. Pundits have said this is wall-to-wall Bernie territory now, but I disagree, at least for New York, maybe Pennsylvania. But, yeah, New York, we need you. We thank you for starting to feel the burn. We really need you to spread that burn all over the state. Because we're leading a political revolution. We need you. And if you're not registered to vote, check the links in the description below for how you can request a ballot and still be able to vote. New York has tried to be very undemocratic with their voting system. There was a city hall meeting today to request open primaries in this state and possibly across the country. I think for New York they can only do it for their state, but hopefully more than just them. But thankfully they're having meetings about this. The Supreme Court is saying one person, one vote. So there is some good happening. Let's be optimistic, but let's be real. There is some corruption we need to get out of there, and there's tons of corruption, builds every day. Minimum wages, BS. Oil industry is way more evil than reported. There's lots going on. I mean, that's just one example that Jordan Sheridan of TYT gave on Twitter. But yeah, there's still tons of corruption going on. But it's nice to see some good still coming out of this. One person, one vote from the Supreme Court. I think something else good happened. I can't think of it at the top of my head. But thankfully, the Supreme Court is on our side on this. One person, one vote. But again, remember there's a Democratic debate tonight. You can watch it on whatever you want. I'm going to watch it on the Young Turks because I don't want to fall for establishment media. You want to watch it on CNN? Okay. Doesn't tell you who you support just because you watch one or the other, but I'm going to watch it on TYT. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. If you're a registered New York voter or unregistered, check. If you're unregistered, actually, check the link below where you can still register to vote. I think the Bernie Sanders campaign actually tweeted this. I saw this on a few Twitter pages. Rosario Dawson, Shailene Woodley, all endorsing Bernie Sanders. But, I think they're really just wanting a fair vote. Vote for who you want. Just let people vote is what we're saying. All right, guys. Check the link below if you're not registered, or if you are, just to make sure that you can vote. You have a ballot if you're unregistered or registered, whatever. Do what you can to make sure you can vote. Stay there, and like in Arizona, make sure you can vote. Stay in line where you can vote, and make sure your vote counts, and make sure they don't rig it against you. Let's stand up to these corporations and these corrupt politicians and tell them that this is our country and not theirs, and that we're going to take it back. We don't serve them until they serve us. Or in this case, we don't serve them, they serve us, and that's how we're going to run this country. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. And to my fellow Bernie supporters, feel the burn.